can't see my head anyways. All right, well, screw it. Okay, so since I'm standing, take two, let's do some heel lifts. Standing at the wall. Okay, so opening the toes. Yep. Push the pubic bone forward, squeeze the legs, and then push the heels up and forward. And down, up and forward, and down. Let's do 8 more. 8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, then we come down to the floor and we do some maintenance. So I call this maintenance yoga. Which is hands and feet. All right, we'll do both sides at the same time. So flipping the hands back, fingers facing the knees, opening the fingers as wide as you can. Press your shoulder blades towards your hips, and then just pull back if you can, putting pressure on the hand and the wrist, and you can even bend the elbow a little bit. And release. Okay, we'll go opposite direction. So now it's the back of the hand on the mat. Really spread across the fingers. Straighten the elbow, externally rotate the upper arms and press the shoulder blades back, and then just rock. So putting weight on the hands and rocking gently back and forth. Keeping the fingers active, hands active, thumbs active. And find a place, hold there. And release. Okay, this time, fingers facing each other, back of the hand on the mat, and then make a fist, open wide, make a fist, open wide. So we'll do this back and forth. Okay, there's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just sit back on the heel, shake it out. So shaking it out is part of the program here. So again, always shaking this way, never this way. This way can injure the wrist. This way is 99% of the time will not injure the wrist. And you can go as fast as you can. And that way you're trying to force blood back into the hand and through the joint. Okay. Onto the feet. So make sure the heels are lined up right behind the knees. And then sit back, open the toes. So grabbing onto the big toe, pulling it in, and grabbing onto the baby toe. Just kind of pulling the toes out. Yeah. And then lean back. Lifting the knees off the ground. Squeezing the elbows closer together. Lifting the chest. And release. We'll flip the toes. Come up onto the feet. So the feet are pretty close together, but not all the way. I would say there's a an inch or 2 to 3 centimeters in between the big ball joint of the big toe. And then open the toes. So the big toes come towards each other, baby toe away from the rest of the toes, and then squat down. So keeping the knees touching. Bring the hands forward, open the fingers wide, and then keep the ankles coming towards each other, and then gently bring the knees down, touch down, and then come back up, pushing with the hands and back down, touch, come back up. The whole time as you come back up, you're readjusting the ankle. One more like that. And then you're going to bring the knees down and staying there. So this is the first level. Second level, hands up to the thighs. And then the third level would be to sit back, putting extreme amount of pressure into the feet. Okay, and we're going to release. Okay, so sitting in a comfortable position. Which remember, even a comfortable position can be sitting on a chair. You know, always making things comfortable so we can actually work with the body. So if this is not comfortable, you can always sit in a chair. All right, so taking the left hand underneath the left bum, palm facing up, shoulder blades back, leaning to the right side. You can even do this if you sit at a desk with your computer. I mean, I prefer to sit on the bed with pillows, but if you're sitting at a desk, you can always just reach down and grab onto your chair and do the same thing. In which you should be doing that. You can do that 3 times a day, just to try to release the neck or keep the neck tension low. And come back up, looking down at the armpit, lean again. And gently come back up, change sides. Shoulder blades squeeze together, leaning to the opposite direction. Coming back up, looking down at the armpit and leaning again. And gently, slowly come back up. Okay, so I'm going to put my fingers like this. Yeah, it would be like this. So my palms are facing you. And I'm not using my thumb, but I'm going to put my fingers right up above C7. Okay, so right on the neck. My middle finger's touching. So it's just going to provide a little bit of space for my neck. And I'm going to bring my bottom jaw forward. And then I'm going to lift my bottom jaw up as high as I can. And then I'm going to squeeze my chin towards my chest. I'm going to do this a few times. So the fingers are just providing a little bit of space for the neck, helping this curve. Or providing some kind of support for the neck. And release. Okay. So we're going to turn the head to the right diagonal. So keep it in that plane. And then again, bringing the bottom jaw forward and bringing the head up. And slowly bringing the chin down. Again. One more time. Bring your head back to center. Readjust your spine as you need, and then bring your face facing to the left diagonal. And bringing the chin down. And bringing the chin up. And down. Back up. One more time. And release back to center. And then one more for the neck. So again, what did I call this in the beginning? Forget. So you're going to bring your hand over, doesn't matter what side, and pull the head to one side. Just be gentle and put pressure, resistant pressure. So the head is resisting the pulling. These are like everyday things we should be doing. Just day-to-day care for the body. And gently bring the head back up. Other side. Just remember to put a little pressure, a little resistance. And it's funny because when you don't do these things, and then you start to get like say a tight neck, then when you do them, it's it's just a big reminder, that we need to do these things. All right, let's come back up, because we did the same kind of sequence on Wednesday, and oh, my neck was really in pain, and now today it's much better. So all right, so we're gonna lay on the back and work on some abs, which work on the lower back. And it's really nice to lay on the back about 6:30 in the evening. Okay. So let's go ahead and you can put your arms wherever. I've got my arms at cactus. You can have your arms next to your hips or over your head. It really doesn't matter. Just wherever you feel comfortable. Oh, excuse me, big yawn. And then you're going to activate the feet. And we're going to pull the pubic bone towards the rib cage and then relax it. So it's just the lower abs working, not the buttocks, not the legs. Okay, so it's purely the lower abs pulling down. Okay, so we're going to do that 10 times. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, pull. Finish your full exhalation, lingering there, pulling down. Lower back is pressing into the mat. And then inhale, relax. And exhale again. Inhale to relax, 8 more. And relax, 6 more. Or sorry, poor 7. I keep forgetting about 7. And again. and relax. And pull. And relax. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. 1. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, the same movement with the pelvis. And then, but then the difference is after you pull the pubic bone towards the rib cage, only using the abs. Sorry, I'm yawning again. Then you're going to use the feet, the legs, and the buttocks, and you're going to roll the spine up. Okay. Then you want to reach your arms over the head and keep the arms actively stretching, reaching over the head. Okay, so let's inhale. Slowly exhale, pulling the pubic bone towards the rib cage, then use the buttocks, the legs, the feet, rolling all the way up. Take a deep breath and exhale, slowly roll down. So trying to roll down one vertebra at a time, reaching the arms over the head. And inhale. Exhale again, pull, then roll. You get to the top, inhale. Exhale, roll down. One more time, inhale. Exhale, pull the pubic bone. Then use the feet, the legs, and the buttocks. Inhale, exhale down. So let's see what my paper of torture has installed for us. Oh, excuse me. Oh, great. Okay. So back to toe tapping. So it's a really, really simple movement, but it goes really far. Okay. It's a profound movement. All right. So let's do a little bit more detail today. Take your thumbs, find the top of your hips, your hip bone, and just try to feel if one bone is higher than the other. And then try to fix that. Try to push it down, try to make it even. And then inhale, exhale, pull the pubic bone again towards the rib cage. And now that is the whole practice, is you have to keep that locked in place. So the belly pulls down underneath the jelly, on top of the belly. There should be some hard concrete muscles underneath there. And you want to keep this action the whole time. And then press your arms down, back of the arms pressing down. And then bring both knees into tabletop. And bring your feet up so you can see the feet out of the peripheral vision. And then push your knees a little bit away from you, and that's going to make you work harder. All right, let's start with the left leg. Inhale. Exhale, bring it up. 1, right leg. Left. Right. Left. Right. left, right, left, right, left, one more right. And then just release your legs. Take the feet down and windshield wiper the legs back and forth. And then we come right back into that position. Push your knees slightly more away from you. And then push them a little bit farther away from you and then bring them back in slightly. So it's your knees are away from you, working within 5 centimeters or maybe 3 inches. You push away and you pull. Push away and you pull. Just little movements. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Windshield wiper the legs again. Okay, so setting the feet back, setting yourself back up for spinal rolls. Reach your arms over the head. We'll do 3 of these. Okay, so remember to pull the pubic bone towards the rib cage first. So you're tilting the pelvis forward, and then use the legs and the buttocks. So inhale, exhale, pull, then use the legs. Reaching the arms over the head, and exhale down. Okay, 2 more. Okay, release your arms. Windshield wiper the legs. Okay. Take the left hand behind the head. And take the right arm up and over the head, so straight arm. And then you have a small curve in the lower back, so maybe the lower back, it depends on our size and our shape, but you just want to have a little curve in the lower back to where maybe there's a space there in between your skin and your mat. Maybe not. Again, it depends on who we are. And then pull the belly down without moving the pelvis, so locking the abs down, so you're activating them. Activate your feet. You're going to inhale, then you're going to exhale, and you're going to lift up and then cross over towards the left. So your right arm, right hand's reaching towards the outside of the left leg, and then you come back into the starting position. Make sure that your belly is still engaged. Okay, so there's 10. And exhale. 9. 8. 7. 6. 4, 2, 1, and then relax. Maybe roll the head one direction and roll the head the other direction. Okay, 2 tips. One is don't move the knees in and out. Okay, try to keep them stable. And 2, try not to move as you lift up. It's very easy to tilt the pelvis forward more, and you lose the lower back curve. So that basically means, the reason why we talk about that is you just lost your muscle control, and that's what we're trying to do, is to build those muscles. Okay, so I mean, yeah, it's nice to have strong, a nice round belly, and that looks awesome, but actually this is really for your back. I mean, the abdomen is such a great support system, and when our abdomen is weak, yeah, our back is not going to feel very nice either. So it's gotta work together. Okay, so anyways, right hand behind the head. Make sure that you pull the belly down so that the muscles are tight and they're working. Reach the left arm over the head, and here we go. Take a deep breath. And exhale through the mouth. Lift up first and then cross. And there's 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And relax. Roll the head to one direction, so that this might help to relieve any tension in the neck, just in case you have any tension. And come back to center. Okay, so we work the obliques, the lower abs, and now we're going to work the upper abs. It's kind of up on the lower ribs and below the lower ribs. So it's above the belly button. Okay, so key tip, again, 2 key tips is to keep the knees stable and keep the pelvis stable, so the pelvic bone stable, so it doesn't move around as you curl the upper back up. Okay, so activate the abs, reach the arms over the head, and tip 3 is to keep your arms about in line with your ears. Okay, we're going to inhale and then exhale, the arms, head, upper back, curl up as high as you can get, and you probably can't get very high, and release. So your abs are lifting the weight of the arms, and back up. There's 2. Try to keep your lower body nice and still. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10, and relax. Okay. Let me check my torture notes. All right. Set to Bandasana. Okay, so if it's okay with your knees, step your feet closer to your buttocks. This is another one, a good one for the back. And wiggle you'll have to do this probably twice. This is the first time. Wiggle the shoulder blades closer together and move them or walk them down towards the hips and press your palms facing down and press the backs of the arms down. So you have to keep a little tone in the muscle there in the back of the arms. And then just like what we've been doing, you want to pull the pubic bone forward first, then use the legs. So coming all the way up. And while you're up here, press the elbows down again and see if you can pull the pubic bone towards the rib cage again, and then really press with the feet and bring the chest to the chin. Okay, and try to breathe deep. 1. 2, keep pressing with the feet. 3. 4. 5. And slowly release down. Just rest. We're going to do this for a second time, and that's when we're probably going to need to adjust our shoulders a second time. So I'm going to use my belt. Because, well, muscle tends to restrict flexibility in the shoulders. Not that I'm super muscular, but I used to be able to do this with my hands, but I'm not there today. Okay, so, and maybe I don't need to ever be there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab, if you can, great. So you can interlace the fingers underneath the hips, and then you want to straighten the elbows and push the hands down to the ground. Okay, so that's just impossible for me to do that myself. So I use a belt. So if you want to use a belt, you can use a belt, and then I would start either hip distance apart or shorter. Okay, it's up to you and how you feel. So you're going to get your hands, your interlaced fingers, or your belt underneath you first. You have to lift up. Okay, here's adjustment number 1. So you want to get your shoulders closer together down the back, and it's like you walk up onto the back side of your arms, and then push the hands down, and then you're already up pretty much. And then again, pulling the pubic bone towards the rib cage, and then use your feet. Okay, and then, well, I guess there's only one adjustment. Okay, so I thought maybe we could adjust ourselves while we're up here, but that's probably not safe for the neck. All right, let's breathe. 3. There's 5. Release your hands and slowly release your spine. Okay, so you're going to bring one knee at a time to your chest. Hands come behind the knees. And then just bounce the knees into the chest. Then you can straighten the knees a little bit and get a little bit more involved in the lower back. Rock a bit more. You can lift the head and the chest, rocking even more. And then you can let go of the hands and just use your abs and momentum. And then coming all the way up. Yeah, good. Okay. All right, we're gonna go into Shalavasana. So laying on the stomach. Right. Put your belt off to the side. We're gonna lay on the stomach. And then start with lifting one leg up and reach it back. So you're lengthening in the hip joint. And then do the same with the other side. There you go. And then do the same with your chest, your rib cage. So you can lift it up, pull it forward, and then release it. So just relax for a moment here. We don't need to go right into Shalavasana. Okay, so let's do that. You're going to straighten the legs. You contract the legs so they're strong. Pull the pubic bone towards your rib cage and press the hip bones down. So the abs are working, the buttocks are working. Take your hands back, palms facing down. And then start by tucking the chin, forehead on the mat. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, lift the chest and head. Lift the legs. And then lift the arms. Try to lift the legs more, lift the arms more, and lift the chest more. So you're reaching back with the arms. 1, 2, 4, 5. Make a pillow with the hands and turn the head to the opposite direction. And again, taking the hands back. Tuck your chin, forehead on the mat. Engage the legs, push the pubic bone and the hip bones to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, chest and head, legs, and the arms. So really try to lift the backs of the hands up. Try to lift your chest up higher and reach back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And resting, turning the head to the opposite direction. Okay, Dhanurasana. So bending one knee at a time. And then press the hips down. So you might start to feel that in the quads. So pressing the hips down. And then you're going to reach back and grab onto the outside of the ankles. Squeeze your shoulder blades closer together. Keep pushing the pubic bone down and use the power of your legs to pull back. And then lift the legs off the ground if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And big toes together, heels apart. Make a pillow with your hands and turn the head to the opposite direction. Okay, bring your head back to center. We'll do that one more time, Tadasana, one more time. But we're going to use our belts, and it's going to stretch the front of the chest, the armpits, and the shoulders. Okay, so it's still a back bend, but we're getting, well, it's going to be more like a full back bend. So, taking your belt, I would roll over on the back. Take the belt around the ankles, and then you're going to have to take the belt into one hand and keep the belt from slipping. Whoops. Whoops. Like that. Keep the belt from slipping. And then you have to come back onto your stomach. And then putting the belt into the hands, both hands, and try not to have the belt crisscrossing behind you. Okay, so the straps are even, they're not crisscrossing. So for example, left hand is it's like reins, for riding a horse. Left hand is the left side of the ankle. Okay, so it's better to be balanced. All right, same thing is you're going to push the pubic bone down, flex the feet. And then I would walk the elbows forward first. Bring your head down and then try to reach your arms closer to the feet by running the hands up the belt. Just like that. Try to squeeze your elbows closer. Push your hands up towards the ceiling, and then use the feet and pull back. 1. So this affects the upper back more. 2. 3. 4. 5. Slowly release, and then take the belt away. Okay, we're going to come into child's pose. And I'm going to use a blanket under my knees. Blanket under the knees. Big toes close to each other, knees apart. Pull the chest forward, and then walk your hands forward, fingertip stand. Bring your head down. Pull your shoulder blades back, then take the palms down. Try to keep externally rotating the upper arms. And walk yourself back up, sitting on the heels. So if you're using a blanket, take it out. And grab a block. So we have this tall height. The medium height. And the lowest height. So we're going to try, we'll see how far we get. Okay. So we're going to lower onto the block. We're going to start with the highest height. So remember to bring your hands wider than your shoulders. And the elbows are not pulling into the rib cage. So this is a misconception, okay, with chaturanga, or because chaturanga Dandasana is basically, it's like a push-up. And if you continually to bring your elbows in to the rib cage, you're gonna just you're gonna tear the deltoids in the shoulder. So it's just not, it's not sustainable. So you want your hands wider than your shoulders, and you want your elbows, as you bend them, you want them away from the chest. Okay, that's why we're using the block. So the block can help us, bear some of the weight. So that's why I said we'll see how far we can go. Okay, so we're going to go in downward facing dog. So this is the setup. We're in downward facing dog. You're going to pull the pubic bone towards the rib cage until it can't move anymore. Then you're going to roll forward into high plank. Take your chaturanga, okay, bending the elbows down to the block. Then you're going to push yourself back up and then come back into downward facing dog. And then we'll repeat that. Okay. All right. So let's come into down dog first. So opening the fingers wide. And lift your heels up and try to spread your toes. Okay, keep the heels lifted. Then externally rotate the upper arms. Push yourself back with your arms. Maybe the heels come down, maybe not, but try to keep your knees straight if you can. Keep pushing back and then pull the pubic bone forward and then roll forward. Then I have to readjust my hands so they're wider. And then bending. And then pushing straight back up and into downward facing dog. And again. Okay. Third time. Fourth time. And fifth time. And then come into downward facing dog, or sorry, not down dog, child's pose again. Just flip the block over. So now it's on the medium height. Yep, you can have your arms back if that feels more comfortable to you in this moment, head down. Okay, coming back up. All right. So we'll do one or two with the medium height block. All right, so opening the hands wider than your shoulders. Push yourself back into downward facing dog. And then rolling forward. Oh, I can't even do that. Okay, I'm going to bring my knees down, touch down, push back up, knees up, and then pull back. All right, and again. All right, since I'm bending my knees, we can do a little bit more. Okay, last one. And bring your knees down. We'll use both blocks this time. So bring your blocks forward. And then take your elbows on the blocks. Bring your fingertips together and straighten the fingers so you're making space in between both palms. And then you may want to walk your knees back away from the blocks. Pull the shoulder blades towards the hips. And then press the chest and the head down. And then push your elbows into the blocks, come back up, walk your knees forward, and take the blocks off the mat. Okay. So we're going to come into downward facing dog. Make sure you're externally rotating the upper arms. Push back. You can lift your heels. You can even bend your knees. But try to press back with the hands. That's most important. Okay, we're going to bring the right foot forward and then turn towards the left and then slowly stand up. Okay, so we're going to work the legs a little bit. So you're gonna open the legs, but it's more so opening the feet. So opening or flaring, how would I say that? Pivoting on the heels and bringing the toes out. So what you want to do is you want to face the feet in the same direction as your knees would move. Okay, so we're going to test that now. So looking at your knees compared to your feet, bend the knees. See if your foot and your knee are going the same direction. Mine is not, so I need to open my foot a little bit more. All right, checking the other foot now. Okay, now I'm in the right position. Oops, and I fall down. Okay, at least you can kind of see my head now. Okay, so to begin, we're going to have the hands on the hips, or actually, my hands are below the hips on the top of the thighs. Okay, right at the hip crease. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab onto my hip. Sorry, my thigh flesh. I'm going to pull it out. Okay, as I bend. So bending the knees, pulling my flesh back, and trying to. So we've been talking about this all week. So trying to use your thumbs and push whatever flesh you have underneath your thumbs down. So you're trying to move the pubic bone forward and up. So you're tucking under and pushing the knees back using the muscles in the bum. So really pushing back. You can also put your hands on the inside of the thighs and push back. And activate your feet. And maybe sink down a little bit more. So bend the knees a little bit more. Yeah, push the knees back more. Straighten your chest. So lift your chest up and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep working. 5, and then squeeze your legs to come straight. I would turn the left foot in, the right foot out. Make sure that you're stable. So your hips are now facing forward. Make sure you're stable. And this is how we're going to come down. So you're going to inhale. We're going to transition. You're going to inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale slowly. You can bend your knee, that's fine. But keep your back straight. So slowly bring your back forward. Reaching forward, stop midway. Keep reaching, lengthening the back. Then forward bend. Place your hands down and step back, downward facing dog. Externally rotate the upper arms. Push back and squeeze your legs. Okay, changing direction, taking the left foot forward, turning towards the right, and then standing up. Okay, so I'm going to face the side here. You can see. All right, so opening the feet. And then bending one knee, see if that works for the foot. Yep. Bend the other knee. Nope. Yep. Okay. just double check. So I'm going to pull up my shirt here. Actually, maybe I will do something cute with my shirt. Hold on. Twist it and tuck it under. Here we go. So you can see, hopefully you can see. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to pull my pubic bone up. Okay. I'm going to take my hands. You may not be able to see the change, but I'm going to take my fingers touching my bum flesh. I'm going to push it down, and that's going to really, it's going to force me to really work tilting the pelvis, okay? Tilting the pubic bone up. Okay, now I'm going to try to keep that happening, and I'm going to sit down. I'm going to bend the knees and sit down straight. Yep. Then I really have to work. I'm going to push my knees back as much as I can. Then I'm going to release my hands, and I'm going to use them on my legs to try to help them to push back. Squeeze my shoulder blades closer together and maybe sit down even more. Lift my toes up off the ground, activate the feet, and then breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze the legs straight. And then it's turning the right foot in, left foot out. So let me get back onto the mat. Okay, so you might have to readjust the feet so you're facing forward again on the mat. Okay, you can bend the front knee, that's fine. So we're going to work with a straight back. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, forward bend halfway. Hold there, reach forward more, then slowly release down. Take your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. And push back with your arms. Okay, and then taking the knees down, grab your blanket to protect the knee. Give it a little padding. I'm going to fold my blanket again. My left knee really likes to have good pad. And then I'm putting the blanket to the edge of the mat. Putting my knee to the edge of the blanket and the mat. Oh, I just got blurry. Let's see if I can fix that. Turn this on. Okay, back to Tadasana. Okay. So we're back down here. Are you joining us, Lisa? You never know. You could be having hot phone sex. I mean, you know. So sorry if I'm interrupting. All right. So we're gonna do this pose again. Okay. Yeah. And then pushing the bum down with the thumbs, pushing the pubic bone forward and up. And then straighten, push the heel out, straighten the leg, flex the toes. And then you might have to adjust again. So really want to tuck under, okay? And then bring the arms out into a T shape, reaching forward or towards that flexed foot, reach. And then take your hand down to the leg and reach the other arm up and over. And again, keep pushing the bum forward. Let's just say that. Push the bum forward and try to twist up towards the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring yourself back up to this T. See if you can balance. Bring the leg back and then release. Okay, then change legs. So let me just drag my blanket to the other side. Okay. So the working leg, the foot is lined up, about lined up with your knee. Okay. So heel to knee. And then once you straighten the leg, then you really readjust again. So tucking the tailbone, pulling the pubic bone forward and then up. You can use your thumbs to try to press down, shoulder blades back, elbows back. And you get the work happening, and then bring the arms out. Reaching, 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 reaching. Bring your hand down and bring the other arm up and over. And then try to keep pushing the pubic bone forward and twisting more towards the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming back up into the T. Bring your leg back, try to balance, bring your legs back, and then release and stand up. Okay, so again, sorry that my head's cut off. You're grabbing your belt. Unless you can interlace the fingers behind the back. So if you can interlace your fingers and keep the palms together, okay, and that's easy, then do that. But if that's not easy, then use the belt. Okay. So I have my hands a little bit less than hip distance. Okay. And then we're standing in Tadasana, so big toes together, heels apart. Lift and activate the toes, push the pubic bone forward, so it just straightens, sorry, not straightening. It helps you to contract the thigh muscles and keep the belly contracted. And then see if you can lift your chest a little bit more, squeeze your shoulder blades closer together, squeeze your elbows closer, straighten the elbows, and then work on pulling the arms off the back without losing this Tadasana position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Okay, take the belt off to the side, and then we're going to turn the mat, small side of the mat, to the wall. Okay, so it's all the way to the wall. All right, then we're going to do wall L, wall ride. So tucking the toes under and pressing the feet to the wall. And then lining the hips up on top of the knees and lining the wrists underneath the shoulders, and pull back and open the fingers wide, especially across the thumb and the pinky. Okay. Then come forward again. So that just helps you to spread the fingers wider. And then externally rotate the upper arm. So that's going to be the challenge when you're upside down. Okay. Then you're going to lift your knees off the ground and you're going to walk up the wall. So the feet come as high as your hips. And then straighten the legs, straighten the arms, and push into the ground. And come down. Resting the arms. Whew. How does that happen? It's already 7:30. I mean, I know that we started like 10 minutes late. I know we were a little chatty, but that's just like 5 minutes. How does that happen? Okay, well, your choice, handstand or pincha. Let's do one.
It's easy. Guess what?
What?
Yeah, handstand, of course.
Okay, okay. Okay. That's your preferred one over pincha.
Yeah, I thought you would know.
Okay, okay. All right, let's do handstand then. All right, make sure you do left and right leg. And then after that, we'll come down and do some spinal twists. And then we'll do legs up the wall. Whew. Oh, I'm just tired today, jeez. Yeah. Okay. Once you're done with that, then you're going to join me on the floor on the back. Okay, let's do some spinal twists. So bring your arms into cactus, bring your knees into tabletop, and then bring your knees over to the right side. Oh. But of course, as always, make it work for your body. I mean, there is a proper way of doing things, but it's proper so you don't hurt yourself. But there's also many proper ways, as long as you don't, you're not going to hurt yourself and your body's going to benefit over long term. So that's usually the rule of thumb with, I think, life in general, any kind of activity we do. Okay, then bring your left leg back up into tabletop, right leg follows, and over to the left side. So again, just taking into account that one side might be different. You might have to readjust to make it work for your body. The right leg comes up, left leg follows, and then put the feet on the floor. And we'll do one more before we do legs up the wall, which is right leg crosses over the left, no space in between the knees. And then lift the knees up. See if you can interlace your fingers around the left knee and flex the right foot. And pull if you can. And release. And change sides. And release. And if you can, bum all the way to the wall. If not, that's okay too. And then legs up the wall. And your arms are in any comfortable position. And close the eyes. We're going to be here for around 5 minutes. Close your eyes. Just rest.